Greetings, pool fans everywhere. This is Reno. We are ACCUSTATS. This is the finals of yet another major tournament. I'm Grady Mathews in the booth with my old and good friend Dan Louie, and we really have a match in store for your viewing pleasure. RAMIL Gallego. Doesn't sound familiar to you? Well, I never watched him hit a ball till a couple of matches ago. He's 32 years old. He's from the Philippine Islands, now resides in Los Angeles, and he's playing EFREN Reyes in the finals. And Dan, this is a different format. It's 2 out of 3 races to 6 in the finals.
Well, this should be pretty interesting. 6 is actually a pretty short race, and anything can happen in race to 6, and it's going to be a very exciting match.
Yeah, that it will, and it's been exciting all week here. Championship pool every single day and night. They started with 231 players. We're at the Sands Regency, by the way, where they're always nice to the pool players. And the equipment's gold crowns, Simona's cloth, 4.5-inch pockets. And I look for some really great 9-ball playing. And it's coming up right now as we prepare to watch EFREN Reyes break the balls. Oh, he's changing sides. He broke from the other side of the table in his last match. Okay, the 1 went in the side. There goes the 9-ball. How about that?
Well, he must have had a feeling that the 9 was going to go. That was interesting. He changed sides because all last match that he played with Bustamante, he broke from the other side, right, and he was breaking successfully.
Without that kind of result, 1-0 Reyes. Tell you though, we've both fallen in love with the game of RAMIL Gallego. Though I mean, he has a great break. Hits them with a real good velocity. He plays good position, good defense, and I don't see any weaknesses in his game.
No, he certainly surprised a lot of people. This is the first time that many of the spectators here have seen him, and he's certainly impressed a lot of people with his play.
Okay, game number 2. Well, he made the 1 on the side. Okay, the 3 balls by the lower right-hand corner pocket, and he has an angle here to punch the cue ball out, maybe a foot or 2, and be able to pocket the 3 ball, shooting the cue ball between the 7 and 8. And I believe that'll be his position route. Okay, well, this is better. Laying it over on the side rail like that. Of course, that's a Reyes forte, the inside English. I don't think he can go 2 rails around the 9 and get above the 4, can he? Without hitting it? Yes, he could, barely. Nice shot. And he's in pretty good position here. Just draw this straight back. Well, it's not the best angle in the world. He'll have to kill the cue ball here. But, you know, I don't think I'd kill it. I'd just go ahead and shoot it in with maybe a touch of right English and go 2 rails up on the side rail with the cue ball. Like this. Good shot. He went a little farther than he meant to. I like coming down between the 7 and 8 here if I can. Okay. Does that ball go on the side? I don't believe it does. Well, it must, or he would be taking a little extra time here. Oh, okay, he had room, sure. Well, I tell you, just like that, it's going to be 2-0. Beautifully executed. And for RAMIL Gallego, he has yet to approach the table.
Well, they have one saying here in pool. If your opponent's in his chair, he can't win.
That's for sure. Yeah, that's the way you defeat great players, is have them seated. But also, EFREN may be sending a message too. He may be saying, well, when you play me, if you don't run 2 and 3 and 4 racks when you get a shot, you don't have a chance. You know what, the thing that Siegel used to do better than anybody that I ever saw to this day, he'd get ahead of you 2 or 3 or 4 games, and then he'd play you safe. I mean, and that's rough. I mean, he was really a hard guy to beat. He was always quick out of the gate, just like EFREN's doing here. Okay, now he's snookered. He's going to have to roll out here or kick at the 1 ball. That was kind of interesting. We asked EFREN if he had ever played RAMIL, and you know, he said, well, I spotted him 2 games going to 20 and he beat me. You know, 2 games going to 20 isn't that big a handicap.
No, not that big of a spot, and I believe EFREN said that he may have improved his game a little bit since then. So
Probably.
you know, it's EFREN does have his hands full in this match.
Now, this is what I don't like. This is really hard. You're down 2-0. It's the finals of a major tournament, and you can't get on the 2 ball even if you make it. But you're scared to give it to EFREN. I think you take it and try to just come a couple of rails back down the table and get where you can hit the 2 ball. Besides, it goes in the side. Looks to me like if he doesn't hit it too hard, that the cue ball might come roughly 2 rails towards the 4 ball. Now, if he hits it harder, it'll come shorter than that. And he played to overcut it just like that. But let's see how EFREN hits this shot. I don't know about you, Dan. I find this to be one of my most difficult shots. Over a ball, a fairly thin hit. It wouldn't be that thin if he weren't over a ball, but it's hard not to hit this too thick, and he can't really put any English on the cue ball.
That makes it extremely tough anytime you're jacked up, but right here, I think he'll just hit it easy. And even if he nudges to 6, he should have a shot at the 2.
Okay, well, let's see if he makes it. It's hard to make it. Oh, he's got room to dig down into it, I guess.
That was an extremely tough shot. Anytime you're jacked up and you're using draw with a little bit of English, that makes it a very tough shot.
Well, now he's in pretty good shape. He's looking to see if the 4 goes in the lower left-hand corner, and I believe it does. He'll just draw the cue ball back above and beyond the 4 like this. Now, I suspect low left English over to the side rail and back out in the middle of the table. Just like this. And he can just float this in the pocket, maybe just above center ball, a bit of left English. Just like this. And he's making the game look easy at the moment. Nice, nice. Now just draw it back a few inches. Try to get straight in on the 8. Okay, now just make the 8 ball. That's all that's necessary, and it's going to be 3-0 advantage EFREN Reyes. Very nice shooting, very nice shooting. That's what I meant by the awkwardness of that push out. That was a tough shot on that 1 ball.
Well, you're right. He definitely had to take the shot. It was a difficult shot, but you can't let EFREN shoot it either.
Well, I would have taken it, but I would have leaned towards the safe side of it. I would have made sure I overcut it, which he did, but I would have not wanted to go into those other balls.
Right. He overcut it just a hair too much. He hit it just a little bad, and that's what caused him going those balls. If he hit it just a hair thicker, he would have been just perfect.
Well, of course, now bear in mind this is the little different format now because EFREN just needs 3 games to reach 6. Or he stopped the cue ball in the middle of the table. Now, unfortunately for RAMIL, he's going to find himself snookered. And he's got a couple of ways to play this. I kind of like thinning this ball to EFREN's right and the cue ball down behind the 5 ball, the 8 and 5. And the 1 ball, I wouldn't hit it any harder than enough to just slide it behind the 6 and 9. I'd use a bit of left English. Now, he was looking at one railing it out of there with inside English and putting him behind the 6, but I don't believe that's as good a shot. The other one is simple. It's worth a bit of extra scrutiny. That's what he's looking at. Where does he want to go exactly? See, I don't think it floats comfortably down long enough to go behind the 4. I like going behind the 5-8 here. He's going to shoot the other shot, the inside English, put him behind the 6 ball, I think. Oh, he went for the bank. Okay. Well, now he's going to have to play safe, I think. And he's got a shot to maybe put him behind the 6, but the problem is that the 2 ball can't be handled all that well if he tries to do that. He'd want it to hit just past the side. Oh, he went for it. Good shot. Well, this is turning into a series of misadventures as I wonder what he's going to do next. Not a shot here either.
Well, I think he probably wants to bank a 1 rail, pass the 9, and maybe get the cue ball down by the 6 ball.
Okay, well, he wants to be sure to hit it hard enough to not leave it in front of the side if he does that. Okay. Well, this is about as tough as you could ask for, Dan. He's behind 3-0, is Ramil, and he's got this difficult, long 3-ball shot to begin with. Well, this would be an interesting thing if you were to fire this in. Well, I think that's a foul now. It never used to be. Now, for 40 or 50 years, it was not a foul to jump an object ball off the table. I believe it is a foul now. Yeah. I know it is on the Camel Tour.
Yeah, that's a tough way to start out with a shot like that.
Yeah. I know what he did there, too. He just wanted to shoot it with some authority and build his confidence up. And so anyway, if you analyze the evidence, Ramil has had 2 off-angle, incredibly difficult shots. You use low right English, or use low left, doesn't matter either way. And our score is going to be 4-0 Reyes.
Well, Ramil is hopefully looking for something a little easier to start off on so he can have a chance to run a few balls and get the feeling stroke, maybe build up a little momentum.
Now, everybody argue, not everybody, but some people argue with me, especially Billy Cardone. I feel that when you're behind, that you don't shoot stuff like that 3-ball. I think you play safe there. The safety, I'd venture to say you could do at least 90% of the time. And you try to get yourself a nice shot to start with, not something that's weird like that. I feel like it's like the football team that's down 3 touchdowns halfway through the 3rd quarter. They panic and start throwing the bomb every play, and they never win. But here, if you get a good shot to begin with and make a nice common sense run out. Now this is what you want to get your side of the thing going, right? We're informed that if he makes the 1, this will be Ramil's first ball pocketed. And the 2 goes in either corner pocket. So this truly is one that the middle of the table would be perfect. And this is fine. The 4, however, now it only goes, he's looking, I don't think it goes past the 6. Make it a lot easier, though, if it did. But if it doesn't go past the 6, then he needs to be on the, absolutely on the proper side of the 3 ball. He's looking at this now. Well, I don't know if you can make that or not. He's looking at going around the 7. Well, if he goes around the 7, he risks scratching 2 rails on the side, Dan, you know it?
Well, if it goes in the corner pocket past the 6, he'll probably go 2 rails and get on the other side towards the middle of the table.
Oh, it must pass it. Okay, now he's going to have to go 2 rails with low right-hand English and come out between the 8 and 9. Like this. Good shot. But you know, if you look at this, getting on the 6 is not that easy here either. Look at this. He doesn't have any natural route to the 6. Unless it passes the 9, which I don't believe it does. You risk scratching if you go that way.
He got awfully lucky he didn't scratch there.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be 5-0 if he scratches there. And, boy. And are you noticing the same thing I am, Dan? You probably are, because you are an astute pocket billiard champion. He is not relaxed like he was in the earlier match. Like he's struggling here.
Well, he really hasn't had a chance to shoot, and Reyes has put a lot of pressure on him so far. Oh, he almost missed that ball. But all he needs to do is just shoot a few balls and get going a little bit, and he'll start feeling a little more comfortable.
Here's the opposite-handed. Good shot, good shot. And it's going to go to 4-1. Nice out, nice out. Pretty nice crowd in attendance here, as is usual in Reno. I think I mentioned once that we are at the Sands Regency, downtown Reno. It's June the 13th, 1999. And as usual, we are ACCUSTATS. And I don't think we mentioned it's rack your own balls, which has worked out well here this week.
Now Ramil needs to make a ball and get a shot on the 1. And if he can run a couple of racks, he'd have a very good chance of getting back this game. Let's see how he breaks here. Hit him nice. There goes a 9. Almost. Oh. That was a little suspenseful. Didn't look like it was going to go for a minute.
Well, I tell you, this sport can be absolutely brutal. He came within about a quarter of an inch of scratching in the side, and if he had done that, it would have been 5-0. But instead, it's now 4-2, and there's no signs of abatement in sight. we talked earlier about how well he's been breaking the balls, and that is one of the reasons why he's in the finals of this major, very difficult affair. He went forward a little bit, which I don't think he wanted to do. He's going to end up nice here, Dan. He's got a great shot here. And if I see the angle correctly, I think he has an angle to follow this down, and I think the cue ball goes between the 5 and 2. As strange as that might seem, I think he's got a nice natural angle to do that, whereas he risks missing the 1 ball or getting snookered if he tries to punch it over to the left. I think this goes naturally between the 5 and 2 ball with a nice high ball. I might use maybe the slightest little bit of left English along with it. Just like that. Good shot. All right. This is becoming ever more interesting and suspenseful as Ramil threatens to get this to within 1 game. And again, up around the side pocket would be ideal. It's not the end of the world if he ends up straight in. Okay, he was straighter in than I thought. Now, in his earlier match, he missed 1 ball of this nature, trying to get too far back down the table. I'm going to suggest rather forcefully that being by the side pocket's fine here. No reason to risk missing the 4 ball, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, he doesn't have to move the cue ball much. He'll have a great shot at the 5.
This is perfect. Now he can do what he wants. I like going 2 rails out of the far left corner towards the 6 ball and playing position for the corner pocket. Well, this is okay too, playing position for the side. And that's fine. Probably go 2 rails around the 9 here if I see the angle correctly. Just like this. Good shot, good shot. Well, this young man is fearless, is he not?
Oh, this guy's playing awfully good pool right now.
Well, he's saying, he's sending the message too. He's saying, I don't care if you're EFREN Reyes. I don't care if I'm behind 4-0. There's a reason why I'm in the finals. Pat Fleming's instituted this new thing. He's likening 9-ball to straight pool when these guys run a few balls, and he informs us that Ramil Gallego is on a 20-ball run. Oh, 6 is awfully short for these great players, though, Dan. Anything could happen.
Well, it's 4-3 right now, so he's only down by 1 game. And the way he's breaking them, who knows? He might run a couple more racks here.
He sure could, yeah. I think he's going to... 6 balls going. All right. He's got to play safe here. And the only question is, how do you do it? And I would be looking for as little cue ball movement as I could get here, and as little object ball movement too. But it looks to me like he's got a nice natural angle to bank that 1 out of there towards, look at what he's looking at. That's what I like, towards the 4 or a little beyond the 4. The cue ball to the rail and right back on top of the 2 and 3. I think that's the angle that he's got. It lays perfectly, if I see it correctly. Nice, nice. Well, if you're EFREN here, he can play a thickie off the inside of the 5, and that's what he's looking at to see if he can make the 5. That's probably as good as he has. The 1 might even go in the side pocket off the 7. Or he could go 1 rail across the side, but I don't like that. If he happens to make the 1, then he's snookered on the 2 ball. I notice he's not gonna. All right. Here we go. Wants to hit the inside of the 1 like this. Good chance to make the 5.
And there it goes. Oh, great shot. Absolutely great shot.
I find it almost eerie how often I can predict what he's going to do, too. Gives me a lot of pleasure because he's such a knowledgeable player. I mean, I love to watch that billiard knowledge come to the fore. That's so beautiful. Uh-oh. Boy, howdy, just like that, he doesn't have a shot, except a 3-ball combination that's off angle and far too strange for him to attempt, I believe. And if he plays safe, he could do so by thinning the 2-ball and sending the cue ball on the other side of the 7 and 8. And he would have the 7, 8, and 3-ball to hide the 2-ball behind. I don't think. Go ahead, Dan. You were going to say?
Yeah, it was just a comment that it's kind of funny how momentum works. When you have the momentum going for you, as Ramil has over the last couple of games, it seems like you get a couple more breaks, and the other player is a little more tentative at times. Like normally, that's a mistake EFREN normally wouldn't make.
Yeah, and it's got to be disappointing after that great ticky shot that he made to make the 5-ball.
I'm still not sure what he was trying to do, but it sure worked out.
I'm not sure either. Hard to tell. He wasn't trying to make that. He might have been trying to play it safe. I don't know. All right, at any rate, that's a big turnaround because instead of 4 apiece, it's going to be 5-3. And EFREN only needs 1 game to win the first leg of this little bit different final format. We're told that although it's a very short set, EFREN has made 1 position error only, and he's shooting a 973. I don't know what criteria has been established for shooting a perfect game or a really high ACCUSTATS percentage number anyway. But I remember, if I remember correctly, that the finals in Atlantic City where Wade Crane shot 1,000. I think that was 2 out of 3 races to 9, wasn't it, Pat? Races to 7, okay. Oh, look at it, stopped the cue ball in the middle of the table. Well, see what he does here. That's what he's looking at. I kind of like that too. I like going 3 rails and coming in short, not long, because he's got the 5, 7, and maybe a bit of the 4, just like this, short, trying to miss a 6, right? And even if he lets it leak out a little bit like he did, I don't believe Ramil can get on the 2 ball here.
Well, he definitely has his work cut out for him.
Well, he might not be able to see the whole ball, or he wouldn't be squinting at the 1 ball. But even if he could hit the whole ball, he can't, without really figuring to miss the 1, he can't get back on the 2 ball. Well, this is the way to do it if you want to go, though, not with follow. Yeah. On this tough equipment, I rate that shot he just tried to execute as almost impossible.
Well, I didn't see a very good safe there, so I...
No, I'm not faulting him for shooting it. I'm just saying very difficult.
Oh, definitely.
Now, he can play this across the side and have position and maybe have it safe if he doesn't make it. Got to be careful not to put himself behind the 6 ball, though, with the cue ball. Well, he kind of let the cue ball get away from him.
Well, I think he tried to hit the 6 ball to hold the momentum of the cue ball.
Tough position shot here. Yeah, I saw that too, Ramil. The only problem is the 4 and 9 loom as big snooker possibilities. I like trying to draw this into the 9 here if I'm going to shoot this, but that's just me.
Well, what he did there, he was concentrating so much on the point of the rail that he wanted hit, so he could come between the 4 and 9. He took his eye off the 1 ball just a little bit, just enough to miss it.
It doesn't take much either. All right, EFREN is almost straight in, if not exactly straight in. He's going to have to draw this back too, or play safe, I think. Yeah, they got away with 1 there. Well, there's a number of ways to play this. He's looking at going rail first and making this ball, maybe. Or if he doesn't play to make it, he can use low left English and play to make a thick hit on it. But I believe he's playing to make this. Might as well. Might get away with this. Well, fair play. EFREN just finished missing the 1 ball and leaving Ramil safe. Here's another EFREN Reyes specialty, Dan. When he does have to kick at balls of this nature, he finds inventive and very useful adaptations of the simple 1-rail defensive shot. You don't see that very often.
No, I sure don't.
The rails, of course, are supposed to be 1 and 29/64 inches high, but he jumped the ball a little bit there. Meanwhile, this is not an easy 2-ball to get on, even with a ball in hand, because the one only goes in the one pocket. And the 5's in the way.
Well, that surprised me the way EFREN played it. I expected he was going to try to kick the one safe.
Well, I thought so too.
And that's the first time I've ever seen EFREN attempt a kick to where he jumped the cue ball off the rail, off the table.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that either. I don't know exactly what he's trying to do here.
I think he's going to try to shoot the one on the side and come off the side rail with right-hand English to come down on the 2.
Yeah, but all that stuff's still in the way. Before I would do that, I'd play safe. Oh, that's a fine pool shot there. That is a great pool shot. Well, can he go around the 8 2 rails? I don't know if he can or not. If he can't, another way to play this is to play the 4 up the long rail. Yeah, good shot. Okay, now 2 rails around the 8. Here, I like just putting the cue ball in the middle of the table. I don't see any reason to try to get close to this 6. He'd like a little angle to get from the 6 to the 7 anyway.
Now, if he tried to draw back to the side rail by the 7, he could have a possibility to get himself hooked. So you're definitely right. That'd be the safest way to play.
Well, plus he could miscue. I've miscued on this kind of shot. I think everybody has. Boy, he
drew back a little more than he wanted.
Yeah, I guess he's all right. Good shot. This is getting very interesting. The score is going to be 5-4, Reyes. Well, I will end up with a hill-hill match in our very first set. And as usual, they condensed the tournament area down to 2 tables for this final day. And now we're down to the last match. Five to 4. Interesting to see both players breaking from different sides of the table, too. Okay, came up dry. Now, Does EFREN try to put him behind the 5 ball? That's a pretty tough shot. It's a reward to there if he gets it there. If he doesn't do that, he's got some other choices too. He could bank the 1 into the 3-6. Actually play a ticky behind the 3 would be best.
Let him see a little piece of the 1. I don't know if he can see enough of it to make it. Well, that was a very tough shot. He wanted to freeze both balls to the rail, which is extremely tough.
Yep. Well, at worst, he has a shot where he can thin the 1 ball, and the 1 goes to the side rail and back on the in rail. That can be done with no English or with right-hand English. He might be able to make it though, as I looked at it on the screen there. Looks like there's more of that ball sticking out than what I first imagined. Yeah, good shot. Very nice. Well, this is cuttable. Anyway, his plan will be to ultimately play the 4-9 combination.
That was interesting. He had a shot, but he elected to play safe.
That was a tough shot, though. Nothing easy about it. EFREN wants to hit the bottom of this ball, or he can play the billiard on the 9 here if he hits the top part of it.
And he was going on that side to where he could play the billiard on the 9, just as you were suggesting, but he got a little bit too far up on it.
I don't like that. I like just running out here. This is
Well, I don't like shooting combinations unless it's a duck.
which this isn't. This is a hard shot. It looks easy because you say, well, the 9's within like 3 inches of the pocket. This is a difficult shot. Of course, the 4 to the 5 and the 5 to the 7 aren't that easy either. Good shot. He tried to draw the cue ball behind the 8 too. Okay, 5 each. And this will be the set game. Whoever wins this game will lead 1 set to nothing.
Well, Ramil came from long ways back to tie the game.
That he did. We're informed that it at one point was 4-0 and then 5-3. All right, let's see if he can break the balls. Good here. Make sure he doesn't scratch. Made the 2 ball.
2 ball, 1 in. He's got the 1-3, and the only problem to me looks like getting from the 6 to the 7, and
Yeah.
it looks like a fairly easy run out.
It sure does. Yeah, he's in great shape here. Just needs to get on the 4 ball where he doesn't have to cut the ball the wrong direction. That's perfect. Okay. I don't know what angle I would want here. Either side of the ball is okay. I like drawing this back. Okay, that's fine. Just got to draw the 5 ball, or draw the cue ball off the 5. But all he's got to do is get above the 7 ball. Or like this is okay too. Now he can go 2 rails, sending the cue ball back between the 7 and 9, or he could follow it around with inside English, but I like the first course of action better. Powdering up a bit. Now just make sure you make the 7 ball a little low right English, I believe. Get as close to the 8 as possible. Now he's going to go 2 rails like this, I think. Well, I wouldn't risk missing this 8 ball or scratching. I'm going to use inside English here, I think.
Would you try to come on the top side of the side pocket to avoid scratching?
Well, that's okay. You could do that too, yeah. I wouldn't scratch here. I'd rather miss the 8th than scratch. Oh, that, boy, what nerves he's got. That took a lot of guts, I thought. Man, hill, and wrist scratching. Okay, winner of the first set, RAMIL Gallego. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, we missed the lag. We do know the score is 1-0 in favor of RAMIL Gallego. And EFREN is getting ready to break the balls. Race to 6. It's 2 out of 3 races to 6, Dan. He's gone back to the other side of the table. Okay. He got kissed in the corner. Made 2 balls on the break. All right, he's going to probably play the 1 in the right-hand side pocket and just float over 1 rail for the 2 ball in the lower left-hand corner, just like this. And just a matter of individual preference. A lot of times I like to go to the rail and back towards the next ball a little bit, like this. And he's in good shape here, and now he'll go 1 rail down to the end rail and up a bit. And I'm guessing he'll play position for the 5 ball in the side pocket. Or if he's straight in, he doesn't have to do that. Okay, went a little farther maybe than he meant to. And that's fine. Now he'll go down to the end rail and up, I don't know, a foot or so. With low left English. Good shot. Now one rail towards the 8-ball, trying not to get straight in. He's looking at it. Straight in would make this a hard shot. It's the only place he could get that would make it a bit tough.
I think he wants to get an angle so he could go 2 rails out of the corner and over for the 9.
Right, right. This isn't perfect, but it's okay. So he can fall short here and be alright too. He doesn't want to absolutely blast the ball. He's going to think better of this and get up off the shot. Well, he's got an angle. He can punch it out of there, the 2 or 3 rail route with the right English. Just like that. Good shot. And very quickly it's going to be 1-0 advantage, RAMIL Gallego. It's kind of a bad break for EFREN that he got kissed into the far corner pocket.
Yeah, how many times do you break and you can hit the ball dead perfect, have the ball be right in the middle and get kissed in a corner pocket or side?
It happens with more frequency than you would think. And from, like you said, from some weird angles. Okay. Well, I don't know that anything else wouldn't be a bit anticlimactic after that first set. That had something of everything. Okay, didn't make anything. But I believe EFREN is snookered on the 1-ball. And the 2, 3, 4, 6 balls are on the lower left-hand side rail, not in very favorable position. If he can hit the 1, it's only the right side of it. He's the only guy in the world that has the nerve to try to put the cue ball behind the 7 here. He may not do that anyway. Oh, that's excellent. But you know, this isn't a tough jump shot, and we haven't seen this arise yet. Dan, do you know if RAMIL can jump balls?
I haven't seen him shoot a jump shot yet, but I'm not sure. He may be able to see part of that 1.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell from this angle.
He might be able to see the outside of it. Yeah, he was able to make it. Well, now, what's he looking at here? I think you just slide the 2-ball. Oh, I see what he's looking at. He wants to get distance. He wants to knock that down there. Yeah. I'll tell you what I don't. Well, I think he might have left an easy shot for EFREN here, but I don't like leaving an object ball that close to the pocket when I'm playing a guy like EFREN, because he's going to kick it in a pretty respectable percentage of the time.
You know, I think what RAMIL is looking at, he's looking at banking the 2 in the corner and having a shot on the 3-ball.
Now, he had the shot on the 3. Oh, boy. I don't see anything he can do here. hits the right side of the 3, there's no way to beat this kiss that I know of. Unless he comes off the rail into the 4 somehow. He played that combination.
That was a very tough combination because the 6 was just off enough from the rail that he didn't have a big pocket for the 6 ball.
Right. I don't know what he's going to do here. The only shot he's got is to thin the 3. He's looking at cutting the 3 ball over behind the 4-6. Now, if he does that, he wants to make sure he gets short enough to have the cue ball come inside the 9 ball after hitting the 2nd rail. Oh, he was able to hit that thicker than I thought. You know what? That's a really intelligent safety there. He hit it a shade fatter than he meant to, but it came out fine. And at the moment, this young and talented champion, now residing in Los Angeles, is making EFREN's life miserable.
Well, EFREN's got his work cut out for him, that's for sure.
He might be able to hit the left side of this ball, and if so, he might be able to bank it thinly down to the end rail, like that. Well, from where he was, that's not bad. Now this is tough here. Well, he's looking at banking this ball about into where the side pocket is, the left-hand side pocket, but that point looms large there. And drawing a cue ball behind the 7. And the trouble with this shot is a lot of times you hit this shot too hard and the 3 ball misses everything, comes back down by the far right-hand corner.
And he was worried of that, so he under-hit it just a little bit, just to avoid what you were talking about.
Right. I thought he shot a tough safety, but he got distance between the cue ball and the object ball, but EFREN's going to shoot this, and you know, that's a really, really great shot there.
He could have hit the 3 easy and shot the 4 on the side, but he wanted to make sure he put speed on it because he's got a greater chance of accuracy.
Oh, sure, that's the point of the whole thing, and he knew that went a natural 3 rails for position. Well, lots of guys would have elevated there and tried to come out 2 short rails, but when you elevate and shoot a shot like that, it makes the pocketing of the object ball a lot harder. And that was nicely done. Now he's just got to draw it back towards the 7. If he's got enough angle, he can go into the rail there. Like this, good shot. Again, I like just leaving it on the end rail here. And then come out 1 rail with some left English for position in the side pocket. Nice shot. And our score forthwith is going to read 1 game apiece.
What do you think of this 6-game format, 2 out of 3? In the old days, they used to play 1 single race finals, race to 15. So this is just a little bit contrary to what they've been doing in the past.
Well, from a technical purist point of view, I'm not crazy about it. If we do the math, a guy could win 6-0 and lose 6-5, 6-5, and he wins 16 games and loses 12, and yet he loses the tournament. I didn't go to Asia one year here 5 or 6 years ago because it was 3 out of 5 races to 5, and I just found that a little strange for my taste, for me to go many thousands of miles, you know. And the good side of it is that you can get off to a terrible start and get drowned in the first set and still be alive, whereas if you're playing one race to any reasonable length and you start off terribly and get behind 6-0 or 7-1 against good players, you're not ever going to win hardly, you know. So I don't know. I can see two trains of thought for that. I remember one year in Vegas, I had a really good tournament, and I finished second in the World 9-Ball Championship that year to Nick Varner, but the whole tournament was 2 out of 3 races to 9. Till they got to the TV portion of it, then it was 1 race to 9. And it just completely changed my thinking. It got me out of sync. And so anyway, in the match against Varner, which he won, as I mentioned, I was ahead of him. Excuse me, it was 2 out of 3 races to 8, not 2 out of 3 races to 9. So I'm ahead of him 8-7, right? And I win the first. How the heck was it? However it was, I think it cost me the tournament because I won enough games to win the first set, and I would have been a game down in the second set. But I would have been a prohibitive favorite if we played the same thing the whole tournament was. So anyway, maybe I'm just old school enough to not like big change. Yeah. But I could be wrong, too. That's just my opinion.
Well, it's just a little different format. I would like to see a little longer races. Races 6 may be a little bit short for my taste.
Yeah, I agree. And as much as the people like pool, almost every place you go, a little longer race might be fine. Now he's going to be snookered here. Okay, the 5-8 are messed up here too. They're by the right-hand side pocket. Does he? I don't know what he's looking at here. He can mash it, but there's 2 or 3 other ways he can hit this ball. He's looking at shooting between the 3 and 9 and kicking one rail. The cue ball, he wants to come into the 3 like this. Boy, he sure stroked that one ball nicely to not end up with anything.
Well, he left EFREN a tough shot on the 2 ball. He can shoot it just very easily, or he could jack up and stop his ball. Well, let's see what he likes to do.
Well, I like just rolling this ball. Now, if he goes for the side pocket and tries to break up those balls on the right-hand side of the table, I think that's suicidal. Okay. Well, he's snookered. He can hit part of this ball. And the safety here is tough, too. He can thin this and go 2 rails behind the balls, like this. I don't know if this is cuttable comfortably or not. I wonder if he may be planning to put the cue ball up there behind the 7 and 5 and 8. This guy plays good defense, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. I think he learned a couple of tricks from the master.
Sure. Now he wants to hit the 6 with the cue ball, and the cue ball, after hitting the 3, the cue ball down to the end rail, he hit it too thin. Well, I don't see any way to get out here. 5 and 8 are tied up, unless the 8-ball billiard is on off the 5, which it might be, but he's got a problem before that, which is how do you get on the 4-ball? Could play position as a side pocket, maybe. Now, if the billiard is on, I would want to be a little lower, or a little farther up table than what he just put
well,
his hand at.
He's probably looking at the billiard and also banking the 5 in the side pocket at the same time.
Right. He wants to come out above the 9 here, right? Yeah. I saw trouble trying to go below it there. It didn't look right. Now, he's got a nice safety here that's not very well known. You hit before the side pocket, touch a left English, and try to hit it just the right degree of thickness to knock the 5 behind the 8. You don't hit it very hard. I don't see any way that he can hit the 5 first and come out of this. That's what he's looking at. Maybe a little bit of left English. Easy and thin on the 5, that's the keys. Well, he's looking at hitting the 5 first some kind of way here.
Well, I don't believe what I just saw.
Well, I don't believe he played that. I might be wrong. If he did, it's some kind of great pool shot. That was another one of Siegel's strengths, too. He'd never let you know. He'd wink at the audience sometimes, and like he played something, you know. And he didn't always. It didn't make any difference, you know. He's going to play safe here. Can't shoot at this. Very good shot. Well, I think he's got to take a bank at this. I've got a shot like this. I'm going to go down shooting in my pocket. I don't want to play some kind of bunt safety and lose.
Well, it's definitely a tough safe. He's got a tough shot too, but you always shoot the shot if you have a chance to win.
Right, exactly. Okay. Does the 6 pass the 7? Now, if it does, this is a shot I really like because if you hit it a little bad, the 6 hits the top of the 7, goes over to the side rail and back. I mean, there's a great chance you don't leave much anyway. Just to make sure you don't hit it too thick. I wouldn't even worry about where the cue ball goes. I'm not even playing position here. I'm going to hit it with no English. And that's fine, right? Nice shot. Okay, now he's got himself in a position to get on the 8 ball, perhaps. Now this he can do the same way if he wanted to, except he'd hit past the left-hand side, or he could use a touch of inside English. I kind of like the outside from this angle. Just like this, you go past that side, 2 rails towards the 8, nice shot. I just think it's a little easier to pocket the object ball using that touch outside, don't you?
Yes, it seems to be a little more natural use of outside English.
Right. Well, this guy's really a rock-solid player, too. He sees every natural thing. I have not seen him overlook, you know, a nice natural route to get position or play safe. Nice shot, nice shot.
He's playing with an awful lot of confidence right now.
Oh, sure. Okay, 2-1. All right, we're going to look and see whether you decide for yourself if you think he played the 5, rail first off the 8 and the other side with a kiss. I think. Watch. There's a kiss. No, there's no way in the world he played that.
No.
Rail first off the 8 and then kiss off the cue ball, which is in the middle of the table. If he did that, I'm ready to take him on the road. He just got a little fortunate there. But if you stop and hearken back to the last set, so did EFREN to go ahead a game in a critical spot. EFREN went ahead 5 games to 4 when he missed whatever that
the 2 ball
was. Yeah.
And he kissed off the 8 ball in
right,
the corner.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. He didn't make anything, I don't think. Now, this is another EFREN strength here. That of being able to shoot a shot like this with inside English and hit it easy. Very tough to do. If I shoot this, I have to draw this with my inside English to get the results I want, which is to go to the in rail. And that's nice. That's so much harder to do than it looks. Well, now, if he wanted to, he could even go into the 9 here, probably with impunity, or he could kill the ball. Now, EFREN's a great opposite-handed player. Right, Ed? Well, he didn't get where he wanted to. Now he has to make a hard shot or play safe. If it goes up in the right-hand corner, he's still got action to get out here. Good shot, good shot.
Oh, he hit that shot dead perfect.
Yep. Okay, now 2 rails towards the 5. Right-hand English. It's a little farther than he wanted to be, but it's probably still going to be fine. All he's got to do here is make the 5 and pull the cue ball back a little bit. Good shot, good shot. Now we may get to see his left-handed again. I don't know if he can reach his right-handed. Okay, I guess he can. Okay, now make the 7. The cue ball goes 2 rails towards the 8. And I see where he postured, or postulated that. Now he's got to be careful here on these tough pockets. He cannot cut the 8 ball very much to his left. Good shot, good shot. And our score is going to be 2 games each. And at any rate, it's been a well-played match to this juncture, Dan.
Yeah, I think both these players have found their comfort zone, and they're both playing excellent pool at this point.
Yep.
Have you seen EFREN's cue? Have you ever seen anything like that?
No, I don't know anything about it. Who makes it, do you know?
I don't know. When I first saw EFREN play, about 10, 12 years ago, that's the same cue he had back then. And I think that's a cue he brought over from the Philippines.
Well, he's stopping that cue ball in the middle of the table. Well, he had a real inexpensive cue back then. Now he's got him. All he has to do is not scratch. The 2 ball over on the far left-hand side rail, the cue ball 2 rails behind the 4-6. He needs some right English here. That's assuming he can reach this comfortably. Now the newness or lack thereof of the cloth were determined to me. Oh, he decided to, there's one of the reasons why they called him the magician, right? That was really a sagacious shot. The other shot, the one that I selected, is okay, but the way he shot it, it took a little better hit, but there's less chance of scratching. The results perhaps a little better, I don't know. But he may be the only guy in the world that would play that safety in that fashion. Meanwhile, here I'm going to the end rail for my second rail. I'm going to go 2 rails and try to go into this ball. He can't make the ball if he does this unless he's not trying to jump between the 4 and 6, is he?
It looks like that's what he's looking at. 4 looks kind of far away for that jump shot.
I didn't think that he could do that.
No, that was way too tough a shot in that spot.
That was 3 feet away.
Now, the 4 would have been like a 1.5 feet closer, maybe. The 4 was way too far away for a jump shot.
Yeah, between the 5 and 8 or down by the 7. I like down by the 7 here. He's bridging awfully low on this to be doing that. Okay, that's the right shot. But I saw this possibility here. Okay, he's okay. Now he just has to stay away from the 6 ball. Good shot. Low left English here. I almost said make sure you don't get too close to that 8 ball. Now this becomes a much harder shot. Needs to bounce it out 1 rail, hit it as easy as he can. Good shot, good shot. Now this is fine. 2 rails above the 9 ball. Or he can go just 1 rail, but I like the 2 rail route. Yeah, that could have been better. Just draw it back towards the 9 here.
He didn't get any draw on that.
No. Well, the 9 ball interfered with his bridging of the shot. Good shot, good shot. Okay, 3-2 Reyes. Now, the only way you could get over a ball from that distance, you pretty much have to have a jump cue, I think. With any accuracy. And with any intention of keeping the cue ball on the table.
Yeah, but I agree with you at first. The best way for him to go would be to go kick the ball and hit behind the end rail.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard to kick, you know. Okay. Let's see, now the main, you got two problems, the 3-ball and the 5-ball. Three balls on the end rail up the other end. And the 5-ball's not too far from it, but both of those balls only go in the far left-hand corner. I wouldn't want to be straight in on this 2-ball. I want a little angle where I can make the cue ball go down between the 5 and 7. Okay, he got an angle here to go between the 5 and 3, I think, which might be better. Or he could follow the ball and send the cue ball over the rail in between the 7 and 8, but I don't think that's a shot. I think to go between the 5 and 3. Well, no, this is a hard shot. He's got to turn the cue ball loose a little bit here, and he can't bridge this very well. Cue ball's right on the end rail.
Yeah, he may elect to play safe. What do you think?
Well, yeah, if I didn't think I could handle the cue ball and get on the 4, I'd play safe. But I think he can make this. Well, no, I think you're right. He's going to play safe. That's a good shot. And I also like where he's got the 3-ball. I think we're going to see EFREN play an umbrella shot, which of course is a shot where the cue ball goes exactly 2 rails, hits the object ball, then goes on to achieve some desired result. And, you know, I don't think he's going to jump it. No, he's going to go 1 rail. Boy, that is really rare to see EFREN Reyes miss a 1-rail kick shot. Now, where do you like to be here, especially for a right-handed player, to get from the 4 to the 5?
Yeah, this is a tough shot. You basically want to be... Well, he can do a couple things. If it doesn't go in the far left corner, it could play the combination, or he has to be fairly straight on the 4 with just a hair angle so he could go 1 rail and play it in the corner by where he's at.
He looked to see if he could reach it and what angle he wanted. See, this is perfect. If I had to place it with my hand, I don't think I could do better than this. All he needs to do is get past the side without scratching. So this is a nice ball first hit with low right English. And as he comes off the 2nd rail, the cue ball will be going towards the 5-ball. Now, he doesn't care if he gets a little too much angle or anything. All he's got to do is get past the side.
Well, the 5 may go in the corner by pass at 8.
Well, if it does, it would make it a lot easier. We'll know in a minute. If it doesn't go, I don't like this. And If it does go, I like playing position for the 6 ball in the same pocket. And it becomes a question of whether you go 2 rails or 3 rails, but I like the 3 rail route, trying to just miss the 9 ball as you come off the 2nd rail.
And that's exactly what he's looking at.
I didn't realize that ball went up there to the right. Oh, that's pretty. But this is an awkward angle. It looks to me like this is more natural to go 2 rails, side rail down to the end rail, rather than to go 1 rail. Okay, that's nice. Oh, it's beautiful. A little different angle than what I saw. Now he's in great shape, and he'll, that's good too. Now 1 rail towards the 9 ball with the cue ball, and we'll have a 3-3 tie. Okay, nicely done. Well, it's rapidly approaching crunch time here. Hard to tell what EFREN's thinking. He just sits and
well, looking at him, you can never tell whether he's ahead or behind, because he could look this way either way.
Right, right. Okay. 3 each, doesn't get much better than this. Okay, you're not going to make anything. And I believe that's the 2nd in a row break attempt that he didn't make anything.
Well, look where the cue ball ended up. Now, he evidently put a little bit of follow on it, and anytime you don't hit the cue ball dead center, you're going to lose a little bit of power.
Yeah. Well, he didn't hit him with all that much velocity either. I think this goes in the corner. I'm not sure. He's got to be careful that he doesn't end up behind the 4 or the 6. I don't think he can make this ball. Hard to tell for sure. You might be able to twist or twirl the cue ball around the right side of the 6 and 2. If he goes to the end rail, oh yeah, he's got to twist this too. Well, EFREN can't see much of this ball, if anything. I think see the right edge of it.
Well, it looks like he's looking at the 1 ball down the corner pocket.
Well,
Let's see if he elects to go for the shot.
This is one of his great strengths, this type of shot. He hits this awfully well most of the time. Yep, you called it. Good shot. And he hit it with no English, too. And he planned to go into that 6 ball. Now, he'll just float underneath this 6 ball easy, and he'll have a nice shot on the 3 ball in the corner. Just like this. Okay. Now the 4 ball goes on either side, I believe. And all 4 corners, so this is largely a matter of individual preference here. As soon as EFREN pockets the 3 ball, we're going to change tapes. We'll be right back. Okay, we missed the 4 ball, but that's all. And he's on the 5 here, and he'd like to play position for the 6 ball in the side pocket. And he could play this in the side or the corner. And it's pretty hard to get a bad enough angle on that 6 ball, Dan, to where he would have trouble getting on the 7.
It looks like he's pretty straight in, so he might just draw
now,
back.
Sure
just
as
a
I
little
said
bit.
that, he got the one place that's a bit tough. Either way, an inch, he's okay here, right? Now, he's got what Dan's saying is he's going to have to take a little longer shots because he's exactly straight in. Now, he didn't want this long a shot. I think he cut that to his right a little bit, which of course made the cue ball go to the left. Now, tough shot, needs to make the 7 ball. Good shot, good shot. Now I think we'll see the 3 rail inside English shot. Maybe not. You can also draw it out of there. Beautiful shot. And EFREN Reyes is going to go ahead here. Second set, 4-3. In games, that is. Okay, 818 in the ACCUSTATS percentage for Reyes, 813 for Gallego. That's down a pretty considerable amount. Okay. You know, he's hitting that break shot awfully square. He made a ball on the break.
He left himself with a tough shot on the 1.
Now, the 5 ball's too far off the rail to play this billiard. Because if we played the billiard, you'd want the cue ball to go to the end rail and then into the 5. We'll see what he decides to do here. That's hard for me to tell the way he's bridging this. Well, he was playing to cut the 1 ball in, ladies and gentlemen, if you can believe that. Long distance. But that was a smart shot. He had sideboards with the 5, and he got a bit of a bad roll that it didn't go. Now here's a shot that if he can't hit this, he could go to the end rail. He'd have to hit it easy, though. A lot of left English. And the 1 ball hits the 5, the side rail, and goes back in the middle of the end rail, and the cue ball comes back down to this end. Now that's if he can't hit it straight away. And as I look at it on the monitor, and that's a nice shot of it, there's not much of that one ball sticking out there, Dan. This takes a perfect hit.
Yes, it does, but he's aiming as if he had some kind of shot to the corner.
Well, I think it goes if he can hit the one ball. I think it goes. Oh, look at that. Well, for EFREN, I feel for him, Dan, because he made as nice a hit on that one ball as you could ever hope to make. And, you know, either you make it or you snooker the guy beyond redemption, and there was just enough of that sticking out there. And now Ramil makes a nice hit on it, but unfortunately, EFREN has no shot. And again, it's brutal. It could be 5-3 maybe, instead of maybe 4 apiece if he doesn't get it safe or make it here.
Well, he made a nice hit on the ball, and he got a real good roll out of it.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you the safety I like here. I'm not going to worry about the one so much, but I want to use quite a bit of left English, and I want the cue ball to spin off the left side of the one and go over gently into the 4 ball. That's assuming the 5 ball doesn't interfere with it. He's looking at that, right? This is kind of a nice fat hit, not real thin. And you don't hit it hard. Well, he elected to well, that was interesting. He did it just the same shot exactly that I had mine, only he hit it harder, right?
Oh, yes, he did.
He went through the ball a little bit like I wanted to, except I would have used running English, and he didn't use much English.
He left EFREN with a tough shot here.
Oh, I wouldn't shoot this. This is the 1-5 combination is really tough. Now, Dan, maybe the one's dead off the 8. If so, he could take a one real kick at this, and if he hits the outside of the one, he makes it. Or he could hit it easy, and maybe it ends up behind the 8. At any rate, I think that's going to be his shot, is to go to the side rail, try to hit the outside of the one. He looked at it. Okay, now I like this shot too, except that it's not laying real good to hit the one as thick as I normally want to hit this shot. I like to knock this shot roughly towards the 2 ball. You have to be careful not to hit the 8 after contacting the second rail. Well, he made a good shot there.
He left EFREN a long but makeable shot. Let's see how he hits it.
That's very tough here. See, having to elevate the cue and hit it an unnatural speed caused him to miss that. You know, if he wanted to, he could take a bank at this and probably have it safe if he didn't make it, you know, a cross-corner bank. Or he could play safe. I like shooting at this because the safety is no cinch anyway. And it carries with it automatic position pretty much.
And if he misses, he's got a good chance to be safe. So
right,
it's a good shot.
Well, he can't make it, but he can see at least part of it. Now, he might be able to play a nice little one-pocket takeout shot by cutting the one ball to his left a little bit with a touch of left English. And the cue ball should go roughly towards the 3 ball. He's got to watch the kiss, right? And he's playing to knock that out of there 2 rails. Has to cut it enough to miss the point, just like that. Nice shot, Efren. Nice shot. Now, I don't know how much pocket billiards intelligentsia we have in attendance here today, but that was exactly how he played that. And the 3-railer, by the way, is on. And that's an interesting shot because for one pocket, you wouldn't think that 3-railer would be a possibility, right?
No, not at all.
You'd think it's off angle, you can't make it, and it's totally free if you hit it right. Now look at this cleverness of this.
Oh, he hit the shot perfect.
Oh, what
Beautiful
a great
shot.
defender. His cue ball was traveling slowly when it reached about where he wanted it to stop. Oh, that was a nicely executed shot. Now, there's an exact case where one pocket does help your game because the average 9-ball player, and no disrespect, believe me, intended, wouldn't see that possibility. It took some knowledge to beat the kiss, to control the direction of the 1 ball. Beautifully, beautifully done. Well, there's no mystery to this. You got to go 2 rails, I think. I use a spot on the wall system for this. The S, the first S on the Accu-Stats, right the middle of it is where I would aim. So if he aims his cue ball at the middle of that, I predict he hits the 2 ball full in the face. And I'm looking right at it. That's if he goes 2 rails. Okay, what is he doing here?
So you think about jumping it again?
He's going to tie
Or
the 4 up on the 9, I guess. I don't know what else he's trying to do. Pretty good shot. Except that the 9 may be dead. It would be dead if the 5 weren't there, I think. He could throw it in.
Well, I could play the 2 on the side and just roll it over to break up the 4-9. I think that's what he's looking at.
Well, I like getting on the 3 to go into him. The 3 lays pretty
Oh,
good.
I'm sorry, I didn't see the 3.
Well, the way you talked about, though, if he went on the inside of the 4, he'd have probably position on the 3 anyway. But this lays perfect to get the right angle here, right? Now, the way he ended up, though, he's got to hit this easy and hit the ball first with a lot of left English to go into the 4 ball. He's got to go 2 rails, Dan. Like this. Nice shot. And that's a little hard luck. They may have a tournament official watch this, but I don't think there's any chance he's going to foul the ball. Down to the end rail, low right English here. So it'll kind of deaden up like this. Very nice. And notice, you know, he controlled the 4 ball, so the worst that could happen, he leaves a long, difficult shot. I don't even know what I would do with this. This is really tough. Tell you there's a shot here, though. What about hitting this 4 ball and trying to knock it on the left-hand side rail and the cue ball up towards the 7-9 because the 5 blocks it from going, right?
Right.
You got a chance to get a snooker. Maybe you leave it tough. It only takes about a 1/4 ball hit or even an 1/8 of a ball hit. Well, that's rough.
Well, he just tried to play some distance, leave the cue ball on the end rail, and who knows where the 4 goes. Maybe just leave everyone with a long, tough shot. But he got a bad roll and it hit the tit of the side pocket.
Well, that's the trouble with that shot. unless you're playing on a really slow table, to get that high ball to kill the cue ball, you have to hit the object ball harder than you want to. Case in point, how many times have you played in a game of one pocket and you go to take a ball out of your opponent's pocket, long distance, not his pocket, but away from by his pocket, but not hung up in it, and you hit it so hard it goes 4 rails, you know? You don't mean to, but you do. Well, Ramil's going to get a chance to make another comeback here. It's going to be 5-3 if EFREN pockets these 2 remaining balls. Good shot.
Oh, nicely done. And
yeah.
Looks like EFREN's going to go up 5-3.
A lot of knowledge in that rack there, Dan. That 3-rail 1-ball shot, I love that.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was definitely a thing of beauty.
Okay, 803 and 764 with EFREN owning the better percentage. And there's a stirring about, a hubbub of activity, if you will, as people sense an impending third set, perhaps, or a stirring comeback.
Well, isn't this like the 7th inning stretch?
Yeah, well, you know, EFREN's been hitting the ball and stopping the cue ball in the middle of the table. I don't know how he does that with such accuracy. He's doing it on probably 80% of his break shots. And I can't speak for you, Dan, but I have a really hard time doing that. And on my break shot, I've had to go to playing it the cue ball after I hit the 1 ball to go to a rail and then hopefully do what I want it to. But to get it to stop in the middle of the table, I just don't have that kind of accuracy.
Oh, to hit it with velocity and accuracy. That's definitely the hardest shot in 9-ball, is hitting that break shot.
Well, in the old days, if you'll recall, guys that had great breaks, guys like Bill Lawson, for an example, he used to love, and he excelled at putting that cue ball in the middle of the table. They tried to make it explode back a foot or two and just squat there, but in practice, that's incredibly hard to do. But now EFREN is doing it, dipping his cue a bit because he's bridging off the rail. Let's see if he does it again. He has been getting it in the middle of the table almost every time. He's getting no movement out of the cue ball. He got a kiss there, right? But
oh, he had the break perfect.
If you can get no movement out of the cue ball, you're going to win a lot of tournament matches, I'll tell you that. Okay, made a ball. Now this shot, though, you can't hit it thick enough for the 5 to block the 1 from going anywhere, and if you hit it thinner than that, it's tough.
Oh, he went to bank the 1 straight in. He had a big pocket.
Well, he's got Ramil snookered. He's going to have to go to the side rail just before the right-hand side pocket. I play this to go 2 rails rather than 1, 2. That gives me a great chance to maybe make the ball or get distance between the 2 balls.
And you also have a chance to come down for the 2 ball going 2 rails.
Right, exactly. Well, he hit it about twice as hard as I would have. I would have mainly just wanted to make a nice hit on it.
Yeah, I don't believe we needed to hit that hard.
Now the 4 ball, I don't know if it goes above a 7 in the side or not. But he wants to get an angle on this 2 ball so that he can play position on a 3. He wants to come down between the 4 and 7 here.
You made it, just barely got there. It's a little bit lighter than what it wanted to come out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he can make it. And I think if I see it correctly, he can even use a little left English and come out 2 rails underneath the 7. Maybe low left English. Like this. Good shot. Now, if the 4 doesn't pass the 7 on the side, he can always draw it back and play it in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, I thought it went above the 7 on the side. Now he's in great shape. And in all probability, we're going to go to a 3rd set here. Yeah, good shot. Good shot. Now this is a matter of individual preference. I think he can go to the left of the 8 ball and be fine. He could even go 2 rails with a lot inside if he wanted, like this. Good shot. Even over the 8 or over the 9, he just got to make this ball pretty much here. Gonna have to take a little longer shot on the 8. I don't think he wanted quite this long a shot. He would have liked to have been maybe 4 inches off the rail instead of 2. They're under pressure. These are difficult shots. All he has to do is make the 8 here, though. Good shot, good shot. All right, we're going to go to a 3rd set. And my guess is that we're going to take a short break. We'll find out here in a moment. All right, we're back to regale you with only slightly embellished anecdotes from the past. No, seriously, EFREN won the lag. We're down to 1 short race to 6 for the title. Might also add that the lag was very close. They had to call for a measurement.
I expect to see a very close match this time.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute, this format. Ramil won the first one 6-5. EFREN won the second one 6-3, right? So if they had been playing a race to 15, for an example, EFREN would have 11 games and Ramil 9. He'd be slightly ahead. But as it is, they're even Steven and all set to try to win this prestigious title. He's going to have to push here, and you know, I don't see a good place to push because the 1-5 combination is makeable. But the only place I can see is maybe over about the 2nd diamond on the lower left-hand side rail. You see any place you'd like better?
No, I think that's just about the best place to push out. You might want to move the 9 a little away from the pocket while he's doing that. Looks like he might be able to see a piece of the 1, so he might have something different in mind. Well, he's looking at the combination right now.
Well, he might be able to hit it as I view this on the monitor enough to make the combination. If so, I would certainly shoot this. Now, I find on combinations of almost all ilk that there's a tendency to hit them too thick, so I play to overcut shots of this nature. Well, there's not much left to be said after that. It's self-explanatory. He made a great shot. A little unfortunate there to not have a better shot on the one ball. So what's the big deal? Kick it one rail on the side and run out. No, I'm just kidding, because there's no shot on the two ball even if he makes it. But at least if he makes it, he would be able to hit the two ball.
Oh, made a great hit at it.
That he did.
Great effort, but he left the one right in front of the side.
Well, this is pretty straightforward. You make the one, you go two rails, maybe use the slightest little bit of right English, not much, and plan to play the 2-9 combination. High ball with the slightest little bit of right English, not much right English, but a thicker hit on the one and easy, so you can come up towards the two ball like that. Nice shot. But I would want to be as close to that combination as I could possibly get. And I'm going to hit this easy too, so I might get away with a bit of a bad hit. And here I don't use any English. This is maybe just a touch of left English if necessary, but the main thing I want to do is just be nice and smooth and try to float that 9 ball gingerly into the pocket. In this all-important first game.
Well, he's looking at the billiard on the 9. And he hit it perfect.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Yeah. Well, you know what's good, too? See what he did there? He did the same thing that EFREN did. EFREN, when he kicked at the one ball, chose to go to the end rail and go 2 rails because in that fashion he had a great chance to get it safe if he didn't make it. And RAMIL, by playing the billiard, snookered EFREN if he happened to not make the billiard, right?
Right.
Both very smart shots. And our score reads, RAMIL Gallego 1, EFREN Reyes none. You know, that's, you can't fault EFREN. Boy, what a nice shot he made on that combination, the 1-5 combination. He shot it at warp speed to make the cue ball go around the table. And there's no way you could tell that one is going to end up by the side pocket like that.
No, hit it great. Sometimes you got to take a chance and hope you get lucky and get a shot.
Now look what he's doing. He's moving over to the side of the table that EFREN's breaking from. Probably because he lost that second set. Now he hit it solid too, just oh, he didn't make a ball. I thought he made one. Now I think we'll see EFREN put the cue ball over here behind the 2-8-9. Now if I have this shot, I'm going to play the one ball. I'm not going to try to make it. I might get snookered anyway on the 2 ball. I'm going to try to make it hit just before the left-hand side and go 2 rails down towards the end rail. I'm going to use some left English on the cue ball and try to float over behind this 2-8. Just like this. Very nice, very nice. Well, he can't go 2 rails, which is the way I would like. He's got to go 1 rail. Now this is a shot you can take something out of the EFREN Reyes kicking strategy. Sometimes I'll have a shot like this and I won't even use right English. I'll use a touch of left English. So when I hit the one ball, you know, different advantageous things can occur.
Oh, he's going to massé this ball and try to get behind that.
Well, if he can get
one
behind it, that's a good shot. And you knock it towards the side. I didn't think he could get that deep behind it. And I think EFREN's got a shot here. With the 2-8er by the lower right-hand corner, laying nicely for the combination. Okay. Now he wants to make this and go down to the end rail and up 1 rail. Just like this. Good shot. Good shot. Now, I like leaning my body over the table. I can see this and reach it right-handed, just like this. Little bit of right English, 2 rails. Good shot. The 4 goes in the side. And he's in business, and 5's in the middle of the table, 6 up at the other end rail. He wants to make sure to get on the right side of the 5, and maybe he can't. And if he cannot, then he's either going to have to play the 5 in the side and go up and down the table, or plan to play the 5 in the corner. Another option, he could go 3 rails to get on this 4 or get on the 5 in the same side pocket. I kind of like this. This is not a hard shot here. I don't mind going all the way down to the end rail here after I hit the side rail either. Good shot, good shot. And we have begun our relentless countdown towards crowning champion. And it looks, for all intents and purposes, like it's going to be knotted up at 1 game apiece momentarily.
Well, it looks like he got straight in. Now he's trying to decide whether he wants to leave the cue ball there or draw it back, come off that side rail.
Well, if you do that, he got to use right English. And that's a good shot, except that I don't see why he should risk that. I like rolling forward 6 inches and shooting from there, if it's exactly straight in too. Like this, that's a good shot. He can make the 7 ball 100% of the time in that fashion, Dan, and the 9 ball is probably a 99% make for a great player like EFREN. Uh-oh, oh.
Played with the pocket just a little bit.
Well, he hit it in the speed that he should have. Get away with a bit of a bad hit if necessary. Anyway, 1 game apiece is our score. Anyway, I think Adams has a big plant over in Japan or something. If I'm not mistaken, they deal heavily in billiard cues, and oddly enough, they're not a very well-known company over here. Now that's the first bit of a miss hit I've seen on the break.
Oh, EFREN changed sides on the break this time.
Yes, he did, and he made 4 balls on the break. Well, now, if he makes a 4 ball, I mean, this is really a Shirley Temple. Got a nice shot here. Yeah. 6 on the side, 7 in the corner, and this rack is over. Here's a place I don't even worry about it. I play to get this 3 rail angle because it's so perfect and it's so easy. All you have to do is make the ball with a little right English. And as you come off the 3rd rail, the cue ball is going towards the 7 ball. Pretty foolproof in my estimation. And EFREN is going to go ahead here, 2 games to 1. Probably. Almost certainly. I don't see him missing this. Yeah, I find this very odd. You make a salient point that both players moved to the opposite side from where they had been breaking.
That's kind of interesting, because EFREN was breaking great from the other side. Now it's strange that he would move over to the other side.
I didn't think he contacted the balls as solidly either from this other side.
Well, you can't argue with success.
Now look what he's doing here. No more side break. Well, you know, this is what I touched on earlier. We're used to breaking from the box. Now look at right in the middle of the table. Boy.
Well, he hit it awfully solid. And I don't know if he has a shot. If it's
well,
frozen,
he's grimacing, but I think it goes. It looks...
If they're frozen, he could throw it in. I don't know.
I don't know how anybody ever beats this guy. I mean, if he stops the cue ball in the middle of the table with regularity, as great as a player as he is, I don't know how you could ever beat him.
Right. Nice shot.
Yeah. The 2 and 4 are together, making position easy.
Well, what do you think? Do you think he'll just stop the ball, play the 4 on the side?
Well, I'd take a look at it because this doesn't lay good to draw it back. If he draws it back, he could get a little touchy here. All right, this has to be right. Or to use Buddy Hall's vernacular, when you have position, don't play it. Well, right now, the magician is making the game look easy. All right, our score is going to be 3-1, and I must say that this is a quickly paced third set. I mean, that was a rapid 4 games. And Pat informs us he's on a 27-ball run. Now, you want to know something else now. If he were to happen to run this set out, they had to measure for the lag. I mean, don't you find it coincidental and ironic that they would have to measure for the lag, and then maybe the guy runs a set out, which prompts you to think, well, maybe the other guy runs a set out if he had won the lag, you know? One never knows.
A lag definitely could be advantageous to one player, that's for sure.
I know it builds character when you have to sit there squirming, or it makes you a lunatic, or a combination of both. I don't know exactly. I'll never forget in New York in '83, Mizrak ran 150 on me, and boy, I tried every squirm I could think of, not to shark him, but to try to make a ball jitter out of the pocket or something. It didn't work. Well, he made a ball. He's straight in on the 1, but the 2 ball's a problem. It doesn't go. I don't know if he's straight in. If the 1 goes, though, he's got an angle here where he might be able to float the cue ball between the 2 and 4. And if not, he certainly has an angle to play for the bank.
Oh, he did try to squeeze between the 2-4.
Now, elevating the cue caused him to hit down on it. He didn't get high enough on the cue ball to make it go where he wanted. I do that sometimes too, and I'm glad to see I'm not the only one. Well, here I think you got to play safe, because to bank the ball, the cue ball has to go towards the 4, and I don't see anything good happening. Do you, Dan?
No, he's looking at the bank, and he could stop the cue ball right by the 4, and in that case, he would have a shot.
Well, that'd be the only thing to do. He'd want to hit it fairly easy. He's looking at putting him behind the 8. Well, you know, this guy has evil intentions sometimes. Oh, he's drawing it out of their 2 rails, isn't he? Well, I didn't think that went out of there comfortably any kind of way. Your shot I liked, though.
No, that was a very difficult shot, that shot he attempted.
Well, he tried to draw it 2 rails around the 8. It's disgusting that a guy would have that much creativity and confidence. So that's like Varner. He'll be snookered behind 18 balls, and he'll look at it as an opportunity. Well, if he cuts it in, the cue ball has to hit the 7. Well, I don't know here. This is very awkward. If he plays the billiard, he probably won't have position on the 3. And if he plays a combination, EFREN will probably win the game. So I don't know what's the right shot here. I know I'd like to have something a little juicier than this to start my inning, though. I don't know about you.
This is not the easiest of shots. He may go for the combination, but to miss it, he may go 2 rails and try to end up by the 8-9. We'll see. That's a kind of dangerous shot.
Well, a shot like this, I'm either going to go all out to shoot or I'm going to play safe, one or the other. This isn't really what I think of as a two-way shot. Now, if he draws this ball, he was not going to make the billiard. It takes you really have to hit the 3 thin if you're going to draw this cue ball.
Now I'd try to cut in the other corner.
Well, he left it tough. This is a hard shot. Now, I'm assuming the 4 passes the 6. I think it does. Wants to just fire this in. Nice shot. Okay, I believe the 4 passes the 6. He wants to go far enough to not have to go into the 8 or 9 when he makes the 6 too. And he's done that. This is, he'll go on the short side of the 7 ball here. And he does not want to be straight in. So some left English. Alright, this is okay too. As long as you don't get too long. That's a nice shot. Now if he draws this ball, he for sure is going to have a nice angle on the 8 ball. And he won't be snookered. Two rails with draw, low right English. Like this, good shot. All right, our score is going to go to 4-1. Well, I thought the shot that Ramil chose, you know, I give him credit, he's a great player and everything. I thought it was almost impossible.
It's pretty tough. He went to cut the 3 in the corner and also have a chance to make the billiard. It's a very difficult shot.
Well, EFREN needs only 2 games to lay claim to this title. He's at a 9.26 ACCUSTATS pace. Stopped it in the middle of the table. Well, I see a problem here, though, Dan. The 6 ball. Is it close enough where he might be able to kiss the 3 ball off the 6 on the side? I don't think so. I think it's a shade too far up the rail. Well, we'll know in a minute. He got perfect position to play it off the 6 if it'll go off the 6. Oh, look at this. Nice shot, nice shot. Oh. I thought he was going to hit it. Well, now this makes it tough. He's going to have to try to get on the 5 ball in such a way that he can play the 6 in the same pocket.
Now he'd like to go 3 rails,
right,
and try to get on the 6 in the same
And
pocket.
As we talked about earlier, he's probably the best perpetrator of this type of inside English shot in the world. This is a very hard shot. Takes tremendous accuracy. He'll want a just above center ball, quite a bit of right-hand English. And he'll let that spin just kind of carry him around. Like this. Oh, that's pretty EFREN. Nice shot. Nice shot. Well, I think he got exactly straight in. You know, I don't see anything. Now he's looking there. I think I like him just stopping the ball. He wants to go forward here, though. Maybe just a hair. Did he get an angle where he can shoot this without elevating it and get on the 9?
Yes, it looks like it.
Yeah.
It looks like he's just right.
Okay. 5-1 is going to be our score.
I think we're seeing EFREN Reyes at his best right now.
Oh, I think so too. He knows he gets to go shoot craps after the tournament too. I'm just kidding. He likes to shoot craps, as do I. But I think he's going to play bucktooth tonight. I think they made a game and they're going to meet and have just a nice semi-private game.
And if he wins the tournament, he'll have a few more barrels to shoot at him.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah. All right, 5-1. Well, I don't know. It doesn't look real good right now for for Ramil getting back to the table.
Well, I gave him just a little opening here. Let's see if he can take advantage of it.
Well, the odds, less the break vigorous, are 31-1 before the break of Ramil winning the set. But now it goes all the way down to 15-1 less the break vig. It goes down to about 10-1 against him winning the set if he runs out here. And we're informed that Ramil has only pocketed 2 balls this set. Okay, there's a 4. I guess it goes by the 5 on the side. He sure would not want to move the 5 ball as he made the 4 on the side. Okay. Good shot. I like shooting from right about where the 6 ball is, given where the 7 is laying, to get on the 9 ball. And that's obviously his assessment too. And just draw it back past the side a bit. Watch out. Okay, maybe I played it like that. Okay, our score is going to be 5-2, and Ramil Gallego is still in action.
Well, that was really his first opportunity to shoot in quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
Now he has control of the table. Let's see if he can string a couple racks together and make a game out of this.
Yeah. Well, here's where you have the goal line stand and the talk with yourself. It's my chance to make history, and you can do it. I mean, he's played great all week here. He's in the finals, and he's still got a chance. Very knowledgeable lookers on here in Reno too. They know their 9 ball, and they love the pros that come here to play year in and year out.
Oh, this has been a tradition here for many years.
Yeah, it sure has.
14.5 years they've been having this tournament.
Yeah, I'm informed that this is their 29th chapter in a long-running book. I don't know. I'm puzzled as to why he moved to the other side. Ooh, he almost got kissed in.
Well, it looks like he's got a shot at the one on the side.
Yeah, he does. This is a hard shot, and I hope for his sake that he's not laying in such a way that he's got to mess with that 7 ball. It just looks like he might have to cut that slightly to his left, and with the cue ball that close to the rail, it's hard to gauge how thick you hit the 7 ball. And it's hard to make yourself stay down. When playing one of the best players in the world, who only needs 1 game on tough equipment, it's hard to. Okay, I can't fault this. At least he won't be snookered if he makes it. Oh, what a nice shot. Boy, is that a smooth stroke.
Oh, that was a great shot.
That takes guts. And you know, this young man has showed us a lot of courage.
He is absolutely fearless.
Yes, no question about it. He's okay here. I would knock the 4. Oh, he didn't even have to hit it. I thought he had to maybe hit it. I would want to be really careful here how I played this too. Do you like playing the 3 rail like underneath the 9 to get on the 6 from the 5 to the 6? He risks going under. He's got to get underneath the 7 a little bit. But if he doesn't get back down to the end rail down here when he makes his 4 ball, I think that's his best route.
Yeah. I don't know. I might like staying closer to the center of the table. I think he's going to play maybe a 1 rail. Well, we'll see how he plays this.
Oh boy, I don't know if I like 1 rail here. Where's he going?
Or he could play the opposite corner too.
I like going 3 rails here, right underneath the 7. Let's see how he does it. I don't know. Even if he runs out here, I wouldn't want this hard a shot. Well, we'll see. He hits balls with confidence and accuracy and authority, and this is one that you almost have to roll this ball. Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Under pressure, that's a very tough shot. Or at least in my estimation, it is.
And he had the 9 ball to contend with a little bit, but turned out to be not much of a problem for him.
Right. Okay, he's going to draw this low with maybe a little bit of left English. Hey, good shot. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's getting more interesting as we speak. 5-3. And I think he's on a 16-ball run, isn't he? Or I'm just kidding, Pat Fluig. 15 or 16-ball run, I think. And our score is 5-3, Reyes. Both are shooting 940. Isn't that something?
Well, they're both playing an incredible pool at this point.
That's almost perfect pool, 940.
Yeah, we can ask for any better match than this.
No, no. You know, it's hard to believe if you're EFREN leading 5-3, you might feel like he's a slight underdog here. And actually, the odds go down to about 4-1 here. Against RAMIL winning the set and the tournament.
Hit it solid. 8 balls in, there's a 1, and he's got a tough shot on the 2.
Yeah, that he does. Well, when I teach people, I teach them how to play position on that one ball too, and that's what he wanted, is a one ball to go to that same corner from which he broke, but it happened to go. Now, what do you like here? This is tough. I'll tell you what I don't like. Just to reference this a bit from my perspective. Also, when I teach, I try to teach people you don't shoot a bunt shot from long distance. The results are usually dismal. I don't know what he's thinking about doing
Well,
here.
he's looking to, I think he's looking to hit the 2 firm and draw into the 6. But I don't think,
and play the 4, you mean?
No, or maybe he's looking to come off the rail and shoot the 2 to come towards the 3, one rail. It's hard to tell.
Well, I'm looking at this, and when I first saw it, I thought, well, maybe there's a way you can put him behind this 4-6, but I don't see any easy way to do that. Now, if he could dig in there behind it deeply, he could go rail first and kick the 2 ball towards the 3 and maybe get it behind there. That's really the best shot he had. But he's liable to end up back there because EFREN's going to hit the bottom of the 2 ball. And I like using a high ball here and a nice medium speed, and he wants to hit about 2/3 of that 2 ball. Now, the high ball will help get the cue ball behind the 4-6. Like this. Ooh.
I hit a little bit too much of the 2.
Yeah. But even so, he can't play this in the side. There's no shot in the corner, and I don't see much of a safety. He's got a one-pocket style safety, though, where you could bank the 2 ball 1 rail to the end rail towards the 4 ball, and the cue ball 2 rails, try to put it behind the 9. That's one possibility. But I don't believe he can shoot this. He's going to... No, I don't know what he's doing here. See, there's another place where one pocket really comes to the fore, Dan. A one-pocket player practically always knows whether there's a kiss on a shot like that. I like his idea, but the 4-6 are tied up here, so he's not out of action yet. Now, if you're EFREN, now that's what he's looking at. See, he wants to get there, and he wants to draw back into him, and I got to give the guy credit. He's one of the best in the world at this sort of situation. Let's see if he gets the proper angle. No, he didn't get it. Now he's going to have to make the 3 and play safe. Because if he tries to go into him now, he risks missing the 3 ball, which he can ill afford. Now, if I'm going to do this, I want to have the right angle and be as close to it as I can. So he's got a couple of ways he can do this. He can come all the way back to the end rail, or he can have about the angle he's got here, but only a little closer to it. Like this, right? Now this gives him a lot of options. But I think what we'll see is we won't see him roll it and put Ramil behind the 6. He'd like to punch it forward and maybe hit this 4 ball 2 rails towards the 9. That way he'll have great distance between the cue ball and the object ball. Like this.
You called that correctly. That's perfect.
Well, this is beautiful. And again, see the bunt safety there. You're going to lose game after game against these great kickers and defenders. Now EFREN's the favorite. Well, you got to try to do something here. You hit it at a nice medium speed. Maybe a little firmer than medium speed. And this is one where I like hitting the outside of the ball. Because there's a chance that if he doesn't make it straight in, it could bank, the cue ball could go up to the other end. There's some good things can happen here. We could hear a pin drop in here, Dan.
It's getting awfully quiet.
Well, look at this. It's got a little funny, you know. I don't think it cuts easily inside. The corner's a tough shot.
Well, it looks like he does have a side pocket. He's looking to go 3 rails and try to play the 5 on that side. Let's see what he does here. And he hit it awfully good.
That is
shot.
good. All right. All right, he needs to hit it just below center. To go to the left of the 7 ball like this. Are we going to do interview? Okay, we're not going to have time for an interview. Now that's if EFREN gets out here, which he should. He has 3 balls remaining. And don't forget, as always, this great tape or any other in the ACCUSTAT collection is available by simply calling 1-800-828-0397. They both shot over 900. That's remarkable. Great pocket billiards. And Dan, I want to tell you what an extreme pleasure it's been for me to work with you once again.
Well, it's been all my pleasure.
Well, thanks. I look forward to more of the same in the future. And it's going to be semi-bedlam here for a little bit. At any rate, from all of us at ACCUSTATS, we thank you for your patronage and good luck in your next 9-ball match.